welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I am here with my weekly WIP and Chat. If you are new or aren't sure what that is, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and Chat just means that we're just going to kick back and chat a little bit today and catch up. I try to do these every Monday, with some exceptions. Like last Monday, I unfortunately had to take off, which I'll chat about that a little bit more later, but I am very, very happy to be back with you today. I genuinely look forward to these weekly WIP and Chats to just touch base with you guys and share about what's going on with diamond painting and life and all that. And it's been an eventful couple of weeks, so we've got a lot to talk about. But today I'm actually going to be kitting up a project, which is technically still a WIP, and I am going to be kitting up Christmas Drink by Mrs. Butter D. And I unboxed this one a little while back. I think this is part of their Christmas releases at Diamond Art Club, and really love the color palette a lot. And as I was thinking about what kit I might want to work on next, this one really just kept kind of sticking in my mind. And so this is what I landed on. So I didn't even pull everything out of the box here. I'm just going to do that really quick, and then we'll go ahead and get into it. So hello friends, how are you today? I hope your week is off to a wonderful start. And today, the day this video is planned to go up, barring something else kind of coming up, is Cyber Monday. So I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you were celebrating, and that you also just had fun if you were doing any shopping for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. So I know I have, and oh my goodness, I'll more to share about that. But I'm just reminding myself of the canvas and kind of everything about this kit. Oh, it's so pretty. So, oh, I forgot the sticker sheet is not rolled up with there. It's in that little pamphlet that I just tossed over that way. There we go. Need that. I've only worked on one or two of these like newer packaging of Diamond Art Club kits, and sometimes I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, feel free to pull out a project to work alongside me. Whether that's, diamond painting like I'm going to be doing, or if you want to treat this like a podcast while you're getting other stuff done around the house and whatnot, just whatever works for you. I'm just really looking forward to catching up with you, especially after last week. So last week, I did ultimately decide to take the week off from posting a WIP and Chat, which is not my norm. It has been, it might have fully well been like a year since the last time I've had to do something like that. And I was feeling under the weather, and I knew that Black Friday week was coming up and just going to be really busy, and I was getting ready to host Thanksgiving, and I just decided, you know what? I know that you guys are always the first people to remind me to take care of myself, and so I thought you wouldn't mind too terribly much if I did decide to take the weekend off. So thank you for being so gracious and kind about that. I hope that you're also taking care of yourself. There's some bugs going around. It's likely you can hear in my voice that I still have a little bit of congestion going on, a little bit of frog in my throat. I am feeling much better this week though, and had the chance to just actually really kick back and enjoy Thanksgiving and get Black Friday related stuff done that I wanted to get done. So it all came together, but yeah, so like I said, I decided to kit Christmas Drink. I actually have taken a day or two off from diamond painting. I finished Cozy Christmas, which is the last one you saw me working on in a WIP and Chat, and that was a couple weeks ago. But I did finish that pretty quickly after that WIP and Chat, I think. And then I started on my dragon kit for November, which was this really cute kit from Diamond Artisan Shop called River Spirit. And that took me, it took me a few days to work on. I was really taking my time with it, and it had quite a lot of color blocking in it, especially with light colors and round drills. It ended up being a little bit more, it was a little bit more work than I was expecting. I really love how it turned out, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys how it looks completed. I am doing I put that in the wrong spot. You're supposed to go over here. Okay, I am I have all of most of the video clips for that kind of start to finish type video that I was talking about with you guys. I think that was with you guys last week or 2 weeks ago, where basically you're going to have the unboxing and then you're going to have like some time lapses of me kitting up and working on the kit. And then I'm going to do a post review at the end of it. And so you'll get to see kind of my whole start to finish thoughts on it. And I'm really looking forward to doing that kind of video with you all. I wasn't sure initially if I felt like I was gonna, like if that would work well, but I'm curious to see it all come together. I still have to film the actual post review part, but when I started that kit and I initially started working on it, I immediately realized that, oh, I chose to get it with round drills instead of square. If I were reordering it, full disclosure, I would definitely get it with square drills instead of round because I think I would have had a better time with it. But just that kit has a lot of really light colors, including a bunch of white background. And I struggled to get those drills to look really evenly placed. At one point, I even busted out my straightener tool, which I think I've used like one other time in the 4.5 years I've been diamond painting, but I thought, let me see if this will help make them look a little bit more even. And then I basically, for the rest of the kit, had to only multi-place, like at most 6 to 7 drills I would lay down. And normally I use a 12 placer and would blitz right through that. And again, I think if it would have had square drills, I would have had a better time of things. But let me I want you guys to be able to kind of see some of these colors. And give myself also some good space to work with here. So bear with me just a moment. And then I'll move those over in just a little bit. I need workspace over here. So, and then I'm going to be using Elizabeth Ward storage containers to work with. I think I will start with this one here, but then I'll grab spares out of here if I need it. So, this is definitely my preferred method of storage container. I just think that it is really efficient and that I'm able to really customize, my kitting up, and I like that there's a variety of sizes of containers. It's very secure. It stores very flat really easily, and yeah, just generally speaking, this is my go-to. I have multiple sets of Elizabeth Ward storage. I have a lot, I think like 7 or 8 or 9 different trays. And it's not just the Elizabeth Ward brand, it's various different this style of container that either is the name Elizabeth Ward, or sometimes it's like De Reese, or there's an AliExpress like Casetify version. I don't know. But yeah, it's my favorite. It's my go-to. So even though recently I have been trying to try out some different storage containers, I just thought, let me go to this one because it's kind of it's like my ride or die at this point. But okay, so yes, I don't think I asked at the beginning, by the way. I'm so sorry. Excuse me for being so rude. But hello, how are you today? I hope your week is off to a wonderful start, and I guess I did say I hope that you had a really nice and enjoyable and relaxing Thanksgiving if you were celebrating. A little notification on my watch. It's been a busy week. I just before this, I was filming a video actually with my friend Kate from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, and I'm squeezing this WIP and Chat in. It was kind of a spontaneous, let me see if I can film this actually. While that video is uploading, we decided to do a recap video where we talked about the different, I think I need a bigger storage container for this color, do I? I think it just barely would fit otherwise. I'm going to try. We decided to do a roundup video of the Cyber Monday releases at Diamond Art Club because in past years, Diamond Art Club's done the Cyber Monday release late on Sunday evening / very, very early Monday morning, like midnight type thing, Pacific time. And we're night owls, so we're always awake. So we would do these countdown live streams. But this year they bumped the release time to just be a Monday morning release, and like at 9 a.m. Pacific. And so we thought, well, we won't do a countdown live stream, but what if we did we still did a video together and then we still posted it and kind of let it just still be our thoughts. I do need the bigger storage container for this color. That's not gonna, yeah, not quite. Okay. Already having to pivot. First color up. Okay. I'm really bad at gauging how things are going to fit. I'm also going to make a huge mess that I'm going to go ahead and clean up too, but we're just keeping it, we're keeping it 100 over here. So, yeah, I'm filming this as that video is uploading because I thought I don't know that I really want to take a whole week, another week off from doing my WIP and Chat, and I think I can just have both go up on either the same day, or I think we're gonna do like a premiere actually very, very late as soon as it's finished uploading here on YouTube of the recap. So hopefully that's fun. We had a lot of fun doing it, just chatting together and talking about all the new releases and whatnot. But okay, I was talking about, though, before I got sidetracked, what I was trying to talk a little bit about is my past kits that I've worked on. So I did finish that River Spirit kit. And that video will go up. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm trying to kind of work up to having a good backlog of videos for when I'm out of town for a week and a half at the end of the month / end of the year. And so that might be a video that I saved to actually post then, because I have a lot of more, I think, time-sensitive videos that are going to need to, that I'm going to want to try to put up sooner. And that one's not necessarily time-sensitive, so we shall see. But I did really enjoy working on Cozy Christmas by Aria Illustrations. That one took me longer to complete than I was expecting. In the end, it took me about 2.5 weeks. And I really did very much enjoy working on that kit. When I got to the end of it, it was a lot of greenery. There was just like this like ivy garland at the top. I didn't necessarily love working on that part, but I still... it was fine. I felt very just chill and relaxed about working on it, which I'm perfectly content with that. And I love how it turned out. And it was nice to kind of mix things up and work on a larger canvas, where this year, just generally speaking, I have not been working on larger canvases. It's been a lot of smaller scale projects, but that was a nice mix of change of pace, and I love so much about how it turned out. So then it was nice to then work on the River Spirit kit, which, in spite of the color blocking that kind of gave me some trouble, I still love how it worked out, and it was nice to work on a small kit. And then I really thought I'm feeling a little bit of burnout, I think. And this, I feel like, is kind of a culmination of a lot of different things. I think it honestly, in some ways, is still a little bit of just sort of coming down from hosting Drills and Chills, which I never want that to sound as though I'm complaining or have a problem with hosting Drills and Chills, or that I don't think it's wonderful and worth it. It's purely just when you spend a lot of time like building up to and working really hard on something, and then you're doing it, and there's lots of adrenaline, there's lots of fun, and then once it's over, there's kind of a little bit of that, like you're just sort of, the transition out of it can sometimes be like a little bit of a, I don't know, I don't use the word letdown, but it just is, it's a transition. It's a transition is what we'll call it. And so I think I'm feeling a little bit of that, and I'm not surprised by it because I have experienced this in past years. So it just feels very familiar, very usual. And so I think my approach to handling it being, let's try to make sure I'm working on kits that I really, really genuinely am enjoying and I'm drawn to, and I think that's really helped a lot. And that Cozy Christmas was just the perfect kit to work on after that. So yeah, I think it's that. I think it's just general, like there's a lot of stuff I have going on in my personal life, which you guys know I've shared a lot about as far as that goes here on my channel too. So I'm just trying to practice giving myself a lot of grace and just go, it's okay. I'm just gonna keep following my heart as far as what I want to work on and what I'm feeling, and that's enough. That's all I have to do. And same with making videos as much as I can too. I'm just trying to keep making things that make me happy, which I feel like I've been able to do. So after I finished the River Spirit kit, I was, in spite of feeling some burnout, I kind of just took a day or two off from diamond painting, and I updated my gems flow with my Black Friday purchases and kind of was scrolling through there, and I did have to kind of look ahead a little bit to map out some things that are coming up, just sort of calendar wise. Like, for example, I know I'm going to be traveling to Ohio here at the end of the month. And so when I'm out of town, I know I'm going to be diamond painting, obviously a bit slower because I'm going to be enjoying family time, but I do want to bring a painting with me. Because I'll probably be diamond painting with my mom some while I'm there. And maybe after everyone goes to bed in the evenings, might diamond paint some, just because it's a nice way to decompress, and I love it. So I'm going to take a small painting with me. The other thing that I really want to take into account, though, is that I am just 5 kits away from my 200th diamond painting finish. And it'll also kind of be like probably the 200th kit roughly the 200th kit that I start, because I don't tend to have a lot of WIPs going at once. So I call it like my 200th diamond painting finish, but it's, 200th diamond painting in general. So River Spirit was my 195th, and 200 is right around the corner. And so I thought it would be really fun if the timing worked out for me to be able to make that kit happen at the beginning of next year. Oh, I forgot to put this in the dryer sheet. Whoops. I think I have some cut up dryer sheet over there that I'll tuck in here. Maybe I'll dump this back out onto the dryer sheet too. This is a handy tip that I didn't used to have very much luck with, and now I am having some better luck with. But Library of Diamonds is the one that I heard about the suggestion from, to like pour your drills straight into a dryer sheet and then into the container. I have found that helps with my static a lot, in my opinion. So hopefully this will help get rid of some of the static, because resin drills, which Diamond Art Club does use resin drills, do tend to be more static prone by nature of what they are made out of. And then when you put something that is static prone into a media, like into a container, these bags that are also static prone because they're plastic, you get a recipe for a lot of static. And so that's why I don't judge companies based on if their drills have static, because I'm just like, it's climate based, and it's just the reality of working with some of these materials. So it is what it is. I'll work around it if I get to work with good materials. I just drill one flying here. So anyway, I'm trying to plan ahead a little bit, and I'm thinking, okay, what kits might I want to work on for my 200th? Do I think this one's going to need a big one too? I think so. We'll just grab this one. Make it easy. And so ones that I'm thinking about, well, my 100th kit, I think it was my 100th and not my 150th, was one of the old like Mandy Manzano princess panels. And so like I might go that route again, because I haven't worked on another one of those princess panels since. I also have a couple of other really older discontinued Mandy Manzano kits, like the ones with the couples. Those are possibilities as well, because I haven't done any of those. I'm thinking like Something Sweet or I Choose You or Something About Her. I don't think it'll be Something About Her though, because that's kind of a very long-term rainy day kit for me, because it's a special one. But yeah, I like marking milestones. I don't know about you guys, but I just really do enjoy celebrating those kinds of things and trying to work on something special. It's a really good excuse to pull out a kit from my rainy day stash and work on one of those. That's kind of what I have in mind. So I was thinking ahead and going, okay, what kits do I know I might want to work on between now and the end of the year? I need to work on a dragon kit. I need to keep in mind traveling. And there may be some kits coming out, soon that haven't released yet that I might want to work on right away. So anyway, all this to say, I didn't really have super strong feelings about what I wanted to work on next, but I did think that I wanted to work on something seasonal, because well, I know a lot of people will work on seasonal kits, even if it's out of season, like working on Christmas kits, just even if it's, April or July or something. I like to work on kits when they're in season, unless there's like an event like Christmas in July or halfway to Halloween or something. But generally speaking, I'm saving seasonal kits for when they're in season. So I thought, I have a lot of seasonal kits in my stash. I do think I would like to work on another seasonal kit, and the color palette in this one had really called my name a lot. Kind of the vintagey pastel kind of colors. Yeah, so excited to work on this one, even though part of me did want to work on a square drill kit after doing that one round drill kit. But I'm still going to give this one a try. I think it'll still be really enjoyable to work on. But so Black Friday weekend was quite eventful. I didn't have quite as many videos to film leading up to Black Friday because there were some delays with kits getting out. So that in some ways worked in my favor because it felt like, oh, I have a little bit less work to do during the week. It wasn't bad. And so that helped, especially because this was the first year I was hosting Thanksgiving. And it all really did work out pretty well in the end. I really enjoyed that Black Friday live stream. I was still very happily taken aback by how many people showed up, and if you were there, thanks for coming to hang out. It got very silly in a really fun way, actually, after the releases went live, because before the releases went live, it felt very much like I was looking at the clock and going, I really want to make sure we have the chance to get through, looking at all of the kits as much as we can, which there were 100, so it was a lot. We had giveaways to do and stuff. And then afterward, it just felt like, okay, we got our kits. Now we're just kind of hanging out, enjoying watching, seeing what sells out. And somehow we got on the topic. I don't even know how this came up. If you were there, if you watched the replay, you know, this whole thing about how I don't mind the smell of ABs came up, and I just feel like once I opened my mouth, there was no walking it back, and it was going to sound how it was going to sound. And so all I could really do was just sort of, be self-deprecating and embrace the silliness of it all. But the PSA I gave him there was like, no, I'm not saying, and please don't do this. Please don't cut open a bag or open a container of drills and try to like sniff your ABs from. That's not what I'm doing. The way that it started was that okay, look, I always feel weird when people bring this up because I feel like it's like, oh, don't make it a thing. You're making it weird. But like, okay, yes, I'm autistic. I have some sensory seeking things that I do. And I know that I'm not the only person that once you have like diamonds laid on a canvas, especially when you have like a big completed section, it's fun to like run your hand over the top of them and like feel how the tops of the diamonds feel. I don't know. It's just like it's fun, whatever. I feel like diamond painting in general is like very good for sensory seekers in general because it's so highly detailed. You're trying to place things really accurately and stuff. Anyway, I just at one point I had done that, and I guess I work on a lot of kits that have a lot of big color block sections of white ABs, and I just remembered running my hands over them and going, oh, there's definitely like a smell that I'm smelling after running my hands over this big color block section of ABs, and I'm being like, I guess I don't hate it. And just what that turned into in the live stream was Katie likes to just really just get down and like smell her ABs. And I was like, well, that's not exactly true, but I'm just, yeah, sure. So it was very silly. It was a lot of fun. And it was also fun to shop together. I tried not to dilly-dally too much this year like I had in past years. I did get the kits I was hoping for. I got 4 kits. And there's only one kit that I regretted not getting. It's not that I missed out on getting it. It's that I had decided to really try to restrain myself as much as possible. But it's since sold out, and I'm regretting not picking it up. And that one is the Laundry Cats one with all the little black puffball cats all around the laundry room. I just thought that one was so adorable. It's from a new artist, and I might go back and, I signed up for restock notifications on that one. I also have done some small shop shopping and have some more planned to do tomorrow/today for Cyber Monday. So hopefully spreading the love around, as much as I can, especially because I'm on a really, really tight budget right now, and I know a lot of businesses are hurting too. It's just not like a great time all around, but I really am trying my best to do everything that I can as much as I'm able to. And yeah, I did place some orders from some small shops and have some more that I'm intending to shop from as part of Cyber Monday. Do we think all of these are going to fit in here? I think it's going to be a close call again. I don't have any bigger containers than this one. So if I have to overflow, I'll just have to grab one of the like extra small ones or something. But let's see. I think it's going to be okay. But yeah, so Black Friday Live was really fun. And then the weekend, we kind of just kept it pretty low key. And then Kate and I decided to do that kind of impromptu, let's film a video that we do as a premiere for Cyber Monday since we're not doing the countdown live stream. So I'm calling it a successful weekend. I always get a little nervous though. I have to be honest with you. I get nervous about showing my face on camera. I think I am generally I'm a self-conscious person, and I'm okay with people critiquing like various things about me, but I'll say it here because I feel like I trust you guys pretty well. I don't know how I would handle it if someone tried to make comments and critique me based on the way that I look. I'm not comfortable with that. And so that's a big part of the reason why you just generally don't really see my face here on YouTube, though that's something I'm kind of exploring the idea of changing up a little bit more. I have had a couple of videos now very recently where I have, shown my face, and one of which was, in case you missed it, I forgot to post about it on my community tab. I'll go back and do that. But I had the chance to be a part of Michaela's creator series over on her channel. And she has a diamond painting channel. She's also done I think she used to be a coloring channel, she said. But she's done this really fun series where she interviews different creators in the community, and I've loved watching it. And when she asked if I wanted to come on and join her, I thought that was just so sweet. And I was like, actually, I'd love that. Thank you. I also just really love her vibe and her energy. She's just a very incredibly sweet and genuine person. And, I just really enjoy watching her videos, and so it was really neat to get to be a part of that with her. And so that involved showing my face. It was fun to be a part of, and then with the live stream and stuff. And then when I made myself think about how my diamond painting for beginners video, which is my most viewed video on my channel, and there's a ton of people that will see that don't know me, don't know anything about me, that really would be I'd imagine one of the prime places for people to just sort of make comments about my physical appearance. And that's not really a thing that has ever happened on that video that I can even recall. So that makes me go, maybe it would be okay if I showed my face just a little bit more here and there in various ways, like on my channel. So kind of kicking around that idea, but I would also be interested if you feel so inclined to let me know in a comment below, just sort of not necessarily specifically about me. I guess if you want to, you can say specifically about me, but do you enjoy watching creators who show their face more, or do you actually prefer when it's just very more like this, where it's like, oh, you're just kind of seeing me work or show things? You're not going to hurt my feelings. You really won't either way. I mean, it'd be great if you weren't like, well, I like seeing other people's faces, but not yours, because I don't know. I'm not inviting comments, I guess, on my physical appearance, but I just don't feel like I even have to say that, because that's not something I can imagine, especially if you're watching my WIP and Chats. I just don't imagine that being something that you guys would do. But I don't know. I'm just curious minds and all that. I've had my channel for a long enough time now. I don't want to just keep doing the same thing over and over again just because it's what I've always done. But at the same time, it's like, if it's what people enjoy and prefer, that's okay too. So I don't know. If you think of it, let me know what your thoughts are on that. But it has been fun. Like, getting to do that video with Michaela was neat. I am trying to connect a little bit more with folks in the community, and that includes something that I want to acknowledge that I have been terrible about. I'm not gonna try to be too self-deprecating, because you guys are very quick to remind me to just don't worry so much about apologizing and all that. But I'll just say that a goal that I have, like a really, really strong and important goal that I have, is I want to get my butt into gear and start engaging and responding with comments on my videos. That is something that I have let fall by the wayside for way too long. I know that it can potentially cause hurt feelings. I think sometimes people really read into that as like meaning that I don't like them, or that I am being cliquish or something like that. And I just go, I a little bit chuckle at the click thing, because I go, I don't know where I would have time for a click. Like, I barely have the energy and time to talk to people that I consider my friends. So I'm missing a lot of my in real life friendships, like in-person friendships, because it's just something I've been struggling with for a while, honestly, like since the pandemic. And so as much as it might seem like, oh, if I'm not responding to comments, or if I'm not responding to messages, or if I'm not like reaching out to people, or, you know, friends with everybody, it's like, it's not saying anything about anyone else. It's purely, I just suck at social relationships in a lot of ways, and have, that's just something I've really struggled with. I'm sure some of it's tied into depression, anxiety, some of it's probably tied into autism, but I also am responsible for how my actions affect other people. So I'm just trying to find a good balance between trying to be better about that and connect with people and be mindful of how what I'm saying or doing or not saying or not doing might make people feel, but also give myself grace and be like, I can't be everything to everyone. All I can do is the best that I can do. And I just have to let that be enough and let it be what it is. So yeah, but still, even still, I would like to be better, much better, about responding to, or at least hearting comments. So that's all my goals. Maybe I'll call it even though I hate the concept of New Year's resolutions, because I feel like it's setting yourself up to fail, maybe I'll call it a New Year's resolution. Maybe I'll start with this week's WIP and Chat. I'll try to be more intentional about hearting and responding to comments. So anyway, what else was I going to say? As I've been kind of dealing with like just a little bit of burnout and kind of going, okay, that's fine. Let's just deal with it easily. And what that's looked like for me is, while I was kind of taking a couple of days off from diamond painting, I was doing some more of this new craft that I'm enjoying called Pixels, which is sticker by number. I did a video here on my channel pretty recently, which I was happily surprised so many of you really enjoyed that, and many of you were intrigued by the concept and like, yeah, I want to go try this. And there were many of you that were like, there's absolutely no way, that's too fiddly. Like if you love it, I love it for you kind of energy, which I can totally respect and understand. But I've been doing some of that. I actually think that's going to be really nice to travel with when I go to Ohio at the end of the month. Definitely going to be taking those with me. I also have been just a tiny bit dabbling into some gaming again. So I have gotten really into it kind of is like tangentially into watching like a few different gaming streamers on Twitch purely as background noise. It started as like really just, I know, weirdly being interested in having on this background noise of the streamer Insim doing Phasmophobia streams, which is like a ghost hunting game. It's a scary game, but it's like comfort food. It's like cozy to me. I don't know why, because I hate all things horror and scary, but I think it's probably just more about sort of the streamer's vibe than anything. Then it's like, he would raid into other streamers and I would follow along with their streams again, just for background noise when I'm going about my day. And then it was like, oh, sometimes they would be playing other games, not just this one game. And there was this one game in particular that looked so interesting that I thought, I am going to see if I can actually get my hands on this game and try it out. It's called TCG Card Game Simulator. And like, if you've ever collected Pokemon cards or anything like that, I just feel like you would appreciate and enjoy something like this. But here's the problem, is that I have a MacBook, and I have like an older PC laptop kind of buried that I haven't used in a few years. But like a lot of Steam games just aren't MacBook compatible. Like a lot of games just in general aren't Mac OS compatible, but I had found a way to still kind of like basically, I don't know, like it wasn't like an emulator, I don't know what it's technically called, but found a way to basically try it. And so I was playing a little bit of that yesterday, and today I was like, okay, this is really fun. So just as another one of those things to add to the mix when I need to take a break or something, I thought it was a good fit. But I don't know how much that'll turn into exploring other games on Steam or other cozy gaming, but I just think diamond painting is never going to go anywhere for me. But as little things to take when I want to take a little break from it, it's nice to have other things to add to the mix. But I also wanted to mention thank you so much for my WIP and Chat a couple weeks ago when I mentioned how we had to say goodbye to one of our cats. You guys were so incredibly kind and compassionate in the comments of that video, and I just wanted to say that really meant a lot to me. We're all still, feeling sad, but it's, it's getting a little bit easier every day. My oldest, Connor, usually in the evenings is when he'll say something. He'll just say, I'm feeling really sad about Dolce. Give him some hugs. It's not every evening now. It was every evening. It's getting a little bit better now. But we're moving through it and we're healing. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for letting me have that, for holding space for me to be able to talk about that and being so incredibly kind and compassionate in the comments. It helped a lot. It was nice to read through that and just very uplifting when I was just feeling kind of blue about all of that. So no word yet on if we're going to be getting, another furry family member sometime soon. We're going to take some time. We're definitely going to get through the holidays and stuff, as much as Connor's really been asking for Santa to bring us another, cat or a dog. And I'm just like, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We'll see. I don't know if the timing is quite right, but I'm sure we'll get there. We'll get there. But I what was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. Sometimes that happens. I'm just like, oh, there, it's gone. It was like I said earlier, it's been a good couple weeks since I've had the chance to chat with you. It's been very full. When I realized I was going to be hosting Thanksgiving for the first time, I did go a little bit into overdrive mode of trying to research and prep. And I'm happy to report that it actually went remarkably well. It really went about as best as I could have hoped. So we ended up doing a Thanksgiving lunch, which worked best for the sake of not only the kids' schedules, but also because I had the live stream in the evening that was going to be starting at 7 p.m. my time. And so we were just worried that if we had done Thanksgiving dinner, that it might have been cutting it a little bit close. And since it really kind of worked better for everyone anyway to do an earlier lunch, that's what we ended up doing. So we ate around 12:30 was kind of our goal. It was between 12:30 and 1 when we started. And with that in mind, I worked backwards for what time I needed to get up and start the turkey. Now, I have never cooked a whole turkey before. I was really worried about this. I was talking to my parents a lot for advice. And as I was researching and trying to really familiarize myself with it, I came across this new turkey option that I think Butterball literally just started this year. And there were a ton of reviews and stuff out there for it. I imagine they sent out a ton of PR packages, quite honestly. I'm imagining a PR package of a whole turkey. But what they did is they had this new concept. I feel a little bit like I'm cheating and like my really amateur cook is showing here, but I'm not really much of a cook in general. And so that's fine if you want to tease me about this. But Butterball had a turkey that was freezer to oven, that was pre-brined, seasoned, had a special like brine in it that was designed to keep the turkey really flavorful. And I'm not going to say the word that I know a lot of people hate, but full of moisture. close enough to the word, where otherwise I think a lot of turkeys, like a regular turkey, is more likely to sort of dry out if you try to cook it from frozen as opposed to thawed. But it basically came like, it was supposed to be very beginner friendly. And so after doing a lot of research, I decided to have that be my first turkey. It's like a stepping stone, where I did do some of the work. I did still decide to season it. It was like adding seasoning is optional. We still had to like get it out and like, brush it in oil and stuff, but I didn't have to like pull anything out of the bird. I didn't have to do anything really, there wasn't as much, quite as much to it in a good way. But I was still nervous because I thought, what if this doesn't turn out well? What if this doesn't turn out well? And I wasn't sure about exactly how long it was going to take, because I guess it's a little bit harder to calculate from frozen. It can take, they said, like up to like 50% longer than a thawed turkey. So I ended up getting up at 7:30 to preheat the oven, get the turkey prepped, and I had the turkey in the oven at about 8 o'clock. And it ended up being done around 12:30, or 1. So it was close to, it was close to 5 hours in the end. And, you set it out to rest. I think it was 4.5 hours, and then we set it out to rest, and then we ate around 1. So, and My very sweet mother-in-law, well, everyone said, oh my gosh, this smells so good. It smelled amazing. You could smell it actually a little bit from even outside because it just smelled so good. And my mother-in-law said it was the best turkey she's ever had. And I don't know that I believe her. She may have just been trying to be very nice to me, which I very much appreciate. I will say though, it was delicious. It was so delicious. And then we had split up the sides between different people. I had taken some of the really easy sides to put together, like green bean casserole and the stuffing and whatnot. You can't stuff these birds though. You basically have to do separate like stovetop or whatever stuffing, which was fine. So I did a couple of the dishes, like the rolls, and everything just worked out perfectly as far as timing went. And then my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law had brought like the fixings for like Snoopy Thanksgiving, which I had to look up what this was because I wasn't sure, but it was like, Jell-O and ice cream and jelly beans and stuff like that. And that was to make it kind of fun for the kids because they weren't really super into a lot of the traditional Thanksgiving food we had. But it was just a really, really lovely time. I didn't feel super stressed on the day of, which was really nice. I just felt very, level and just very kind of at ease and just sort of, okay, yeah, we're good. It's all working out. And then they left with plenty of time to spare, with a couple hours to spare for me to just sort of rest up a little bit. And then, because I was on my feet for what felt like 4 hours straight, and just get ready for the live stream. And the live stream went really well too. So it was a good day. And then I crashed really hard that night though, because not surprising because I had been up since 7:30, just really kind of go. And then I was just physically tired. I wasn't, upset or crashing emotionally. It was just like, okay, yeah, no, it's time for sleep. And so I slept hard and then kind of napped some on Friday too, after doing, a little bit of online shopping. And yeah, I'm calling it a win, you guys. I did on the Sunday before Thanksgiving, I ended up going into an urgent care because this cold and cough bug, I thought, I'm pretty sure they're just going to tell me it's something viral and there's nothing they can do. But I'm afraid it's going into my lungs a little bit. I'm going to go in and check and just see, because just in case it's like bronchitis or it's a sinus infection or something, if they can give me something to help me feel better and not get worse when I'm going into this really busy week, that would be great. But no, unfortunately, it was just something viral. Usually when I talk about how, me or my kids like being under the weather this time of year, I know a lot of people feel like, and will comment and say, it seems like you guys get sick a lot. Like you have something autoimmune going on. Like, are you guys okay? Should you get this checked? And part of it is, for me at least, I'm pretty moderate to severely anemic, still working on doing what we need to for me to have a procedure done that should take care of the reason I am so anemic. But for my kids, I think it's just, they're 6 and 9 years old. They're in school in like little cesspools of germs. Last year, actually, Micah barely got sick at all. So I just think a little bit is luck of the draw. There's also some interesting studies out there of the link between autism and immunity, like issues with your immune system. I don't think there's been a ton of research into it, but there is some potential links there. So like that could be a cause as well. But I just want to reassure anyone that is concerned that I take my kids, to the pediatrician. I've actually at one point a couple of years ago, I asked her flat out. I just said, it seems like my kids are getting sick a lot. Should I be worried? Is there something we should be doing differently? Here's, doing plenty of like washing hands. We're trying, wash your hands, don't touch your face, like all these different things. I'm trying to make smart decisions here, but is there something I might be missing and should we be worried? Answer from the pediatrician was no. It's just, this is school age kids. And she was not seeing any other, red flags. So, but they have their checkups. They have their annual checkups coming up in the next couple weeks. And, I'll mention it to her then and just, but they haven't been super sick. They are a little bit under the weather right now. And it'll be TBD if one or both of them is able to go to school. They caught whatever I have, but they only caught it a couple of days ago because they weren't sick on Thanksgiving. But yeah, so we'll see if they're able to go back to school tomorrow. They've been off school for over a week now, and I'm hoping they'll be able to go back. But obviously, if they're sick, I'm coughing. I'm not going to send them to other people's kids sick. So we'll see. And what else is going on? So yeah, we're trying to get healthy and stay better. It feels like for the moment that we're kind of heading in sort of the sprint to the end of the year. It sneaks up on me every year that I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, now it's Thanksgiving, now it's Christmas, and now it's the New Year, and here we are on the other side of it. So I am definitely feeling that a little bit, and feeling like, okay, there's 3 weeks to when we're flying back to Ohio. I need to get my Christmas shopping done. I need to get the Christmas tree up so that we can actually enjoy it for the 3 weeks we're going to be here. Though there's a tiny, tiny part of me, maybe it makes me a Grinch. It's a lot of work to put up a tree for 3 weeks. And we're not even going to be like doing Christmas morning here. So we have to decide if we're going to do any kind of Christmas morning, like under our tree, if it's just going to be like, oh, Santa's visiting us at Grandma and Grandpa's house, or Santa's visiting us, or like, so we'll do a Christmas celebration with Adam's family who live local to us before we fly back to Ohio. But we have to figure out the logistics of like what's happening when, like what presents are happening when, and how we're coordinating with Santa, which I'm not going to ruin any kind of magic or anything, but we don't have an elf visiting us, which I if you love it, I love it for you. Genuinely, I honestly am very glad that that's not something that I have added to my plate. If that were something if I had to coordinate with an elf every evening, that would be a lot. So we have no elves here, but yeah. Anyway, the boys are doing pretty well, aside from being a little bit under the weather. They had a really nice week off school. Connor got to go see Moana 2. Adam took him and went with Adam's sister and her kiddo. And I'm a little jealous. I'm like, I'm going to go see Moana 2. But, maybe I'll take Connor again, another time. Be like, but I want to see it, and see if he wants to see it again. I really think Micah would be really interested. He keeps, he sees the ads on Disney Plus for Moana 2 and keeps trying to click into it and thinks the whole movie is going to be there. But I just don't know that Micah would be able to handle a theater. Maybe if they had a sensory friendly screening, because I know a lot of theaters will do that. But even still, I just am not sure how Micah would do with trying to go to a movie theater, even in that kind of setting. So I'm not sure. I just thinking, it'll be on streaming before too long. So maybe then. I'm sure we'll watch it then. But Micah at the moment is next level obsessed with WALL-E. Today he broke a record. He watched that movie 3 times, and then he would usually watch the Bernie short in between each WALL-E watch. I don't know, there's something about it. He just discovered it a couple weeks ago, but he absolutely loves it. And I think WALL-E is adorable and is a really, really cute movie. And so it's fun to see Micah really into that. I had taken Micah to the store just to get him out of the house the other day. We went to Target, and one of the things I'll often do is be like, hey, let's just we can walk up and down the toy aisle. We're not buying anything, but if you just poke around, you can. Micah was delighted to see that they actually had a WALL-E toy at Target that it had a button you could push, and it said various phrases that, WALL-E said. It did move a little bit too, and it actually was a remote control one that obviously, he couldn't do anything with the remote control because it was in the packaging. But Micah was so enamored by it. And then all day, I took him, was that yesterday? Yeah, and then all day today, 3 times today, he would say WALL-E toy at Target. He wanted to go back and play with it again. And so I did, let's go ahead and just add that to the Christmas list. See if Santa or maybe a grandparent or us, if all else fails, wants to, bring him that for Christmas. And I'm a little bit hoping, I hope he's still into WALL-E, by Christmas, come Christmas. I hope he doesn't just burn out on watching it over and over again. But he loves it. He sings along with the song at the beginning, and it's very cute. It's very cute. He's doing a lot of sensory seeking lately, and so we're trying to redirect. It's a lot of chewing. He actually, I think because he was He just has been wanting to chew on a lot of things so much, which yes, he has some of the like safe to chew on things, like the jewelry type stuff. But I think it actually prompted one of his baby teeth to get looser a little bit more quickly than it might otherwise have. Maybe not. Maybe it was bothering him. That's why he's been chewing more. But it was really funny. He came up to us the other day and said, lost a tooth. And he points to his mouth where, there's like a little bit of blood from where he'd obviously just lost a tooth, but he didn't have it in his hand. And I went over to where he'd been and I couldn't find it anywhere. We literally lost his tooth. It still hasn't turned up. It has occurred to me that he possibly swallowed it, and if that's the case, then I'm not gonna, most likely not gonna see it. But I just thought, well, I just don't know. And he is, he's pretty speech delayed, and just generally, he's delayed, so he wasn't able to really express to us like where it might have been, but that's okay. So he lost a tooth this past week, and I was just sort of chuckling at like. He literally lost a tooth. He wasn't upset by it though, which I was thankful for. Because sometimes stuff like that can be really upsetting for kids, but he was all good. But as far as what I have been reading and watching and listening to, so I still have been in kind of a reading rut. When I was putting together just a little Christmas list to give to my parents, to like Adam and stuff, I did put a couple of books on there, just like physical copies of books, just to see like, oh, maybe this would kind of spark some love of reading again. I did pick up the Taylor Swift Eras concert tour book that released at Target on Black Friday. I did go out to Black Friday, like into the store on Friday. Actually, that's when I took Micah with me, and I had plenty in stock, but I just thought, I went to the Eras tour and I loved it, and I love the idea of having something that kind of like commemorates that. And yeah, so I guess that's kind of like reading, but I haven't taken it out of the packaging yet, so maybe not so much. But and then watching, I've been kind of listening in and a little bit watching along with Adam, who's been watching Only Murders in the Building. I think he's on season, it was 2 or 3, but I like didn't really catch any of season 1. I just cut little bits and pieces, and I've more been just sort of watching over his shoulder a little bit more recently. And I thought I might need to go back and start this from season 1 myself, which I know a lot of people love that show. So it's not like I'm surprised that I like it, but I might try to actually go back and watch it. And then I've had a lot of those, like I mentioned earlier, those kind of gaming streams on in the background, for background noise and stuff for myself, which has been, it's just been fun. It's like, oh, I understand why people are really into like watching or listening to Twitch streamers, because it's just like, it's very like low stakes to just sort of have that on in the background. And sometimes there's like fun interactive stuff, and yeah. And listening to, well, I made the mistake, it's not really a mistake, so I'm not mad about it, of watching a couple of reels or like TikToks related to the new Wicked movie. And now that's what the algorithm is feeding me ad nauseum. And the movie version of What Is This Feeling is basically living rent free in my head. And I really love it a lot, actually. I am a long time fan of Wicked. I have, the original soundtrack, like from the original Broadway cast. I could just recite that front to back and just eat, live, breathe Wicked. And I've had the chance to see the stage production, like traveling Broadway a couple of times. And but at the same time, I was like, I'm open to, seeing a movie version of this. I just hope they do it well, because historically, most of the time when a musical gets turned into a movie, it is like not done terribly well. Looking at you, cats. But which, speaking of, Adam and I listened to a really hilarious episode of the podcast How Did This Get Made for the movie Cats. Highly recommend if you're a podcast person. I know that there are some of you here that listen to How Did This Get Made. So that's an older one. So if you regularly listen to that podcast, you probably listened to it in like 2020 or 2021 when it came out. But Adam was just like listening to sort of these backlog of episodes, and he was like, you've got to listen to this one, it's really funny. And it was really, really funny. Anyway, so Wicked, we haven't seen the movie yet, but that's actually intentional, because we can't remember if I mentioned this already, but we a long ways back, like earlier in the year, had bought tickets with some friends to see Wicked, that's going to be at the Pantages Theater in Hollywood here in the next couple months. And so our tickets are for, I think, next week. And we talked about it and we're like, let's see the stage production. Like, let's go ahead and go see it again. I mean, we've seen it together once or twice, but let's go ahead and let's see that again before we go and see the movie, so that the movie's not like really fresh in our brains going into the musical, as opposed to vice versa. So I would like to see the movie, and I really enjoy all these like reels and the choreography of what is this feeling. So I'm optimistic. Like most people that seem to have similar tastes to me, and as even people that really are diehard fans of the original musical, I'm mostly hearing really positive things about how much they're really enjoying it. So I'm hoping that that's the case for me too. I grabbed 38.53. I did grab the wrong color. Just want to make sure that was 38.24. Let me just make sure that's that one. Okay, perfect. So anyway, if you've seen it, you know, let me know what you thought of it, especially if you were a longtime fan of the original musical. I hope that you enjoyed it. Though, funny story, I didn't realize until I started hearing people talk about it, like the friends that had seen it, I did not realize that it is part one. Like, it ends at the end of like at the intermission. And I was like, what? They're maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think they've been marketing it as a part one, like, at all. I thought that was like the whole musical in one. So I'm glad I know that now, like, going into it, because I feel like if I had gotten to that point and it was like, surprise, this is the end, I would have been like, wait, I thought we were getting the whole musical. But anyway, as far as what I have coming for you guys this week, I am anticipating that I will be getting in potentially my belated Black Friday and Cyber Monday sneak peeks. We'll see just how things go, but probably some delayed videos from them. And I have a little bit of a backlog in terms of unboxings I still need to get through. So it may be an unboxing heavy week, though I really badly would like to get in a small shop haul / Happy Mail video here soon. I cannot believe how many months it's been since I've done one of those. So would love to get to that. And I also like to do my month in review videos. So look for those kinds of videos this week. And yeah, sorry about the delayed sneak peeks. It is what it is as far as, you know, shipping in the warehouse goes, but hopefully it's still helpful to see, though some of these kits, like, they're sold out. Like Angel of Justice is sold out. I am guessing that Plant Delivery from Cyber Monday is going to sell out really quickly as well. So but still, I'm excited to see them and see what they look like. But yeah, so let's see, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, in honor of this kitting up being of the kit Christmas drink, why don't you leave an emoji for, you know, whatever your favorite drink emoji is. There's a bunch of different ones, you know, coffee, tea, wine, etc. So yeah, which we have our gal here that's drinking her hot cocoa. It looks like delicious. But I'm going to finish kitting this up, and I think this premiere is going to be ready to go up here shortly too. So I'm going to go check on that. And yeah, so thanks so much for joining me for my WIP and Chat today. It was good to catch up with you after having last week off. Thanks again for being so sweet and flexible. I really do feel like I have a fantastic and amazing audience. Like I said, I'm really going to be trying here to being at least hearting and responding to your comments as I'm able. And yeah, so thank you for anyone that leaves a comment on this video. Just let me know how you are. What else did I ask earlier in the video? I was curious to hear from you if you were interested in, like, if you liked seeing more people's like faces in diamond painting YouTube videos. If you're kind of just like, no, overhead with hands is fine too. I think that was it. Let me know what you were working on while we chatted, and please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I would love to have you here. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a day and a week that's as amazing as you are. I'll talk to you again soon, my friends. Bye.